So first off, I'd like to thank Mara and Theo for being my students for my videotaping of my yoga certification video for the 200 hours to be a Radiant Warrior yoga coach. So the first thing we're going to do in our practice today as we become Radiant Warriors is to take a seat on the mat. Find a comfortable spot on your sits bones, feeling grounded and relaxed, shoulders back, just settle in to your grounding breaths. Just notice you're breathing in and out. Just notice you're breathing, don't change anything. This is your time to focus on your breath and your body. So as we begin our movement, we need to start warming up our bodies, and we're going to start with warming up our spine. So we're going to do a movement called the Sufi Grind. The Sufi Grind is a wonderful warm-up, and it's fun to picture your body as a big bowl of pancake batter, and you're a giant wooden spoon in the middle, and you're just slowly stirring that pancake batter into a nice Sunday morning breakfast. And so how we do the Sufi Grind is we start to rotate our body forward, and as we breathe in, leaning forward, keeping our chest up high, breathe in, and as we roll back, breathe out, breathing in as we come forward, breathing out as we come back. And just try to envision yourself as that spoon in the bowl, working through that thick batter. You're never going to think of pancake batter the same way again. And just notice how this starts to activate your spine and the muscles around it. Breathing in as you come forward and out as you come back. And as in everything in yoga, when we work one side, we want to make sure we work the other. So change your rotation the other way, going back and forward. Breathing in as you come up, keeping your chest up high. I've learned in this course a nice thing to keep your clavicles smiling. So you want to think of your chest in a nice upward position. It feels good as you rotate more. Breathing in, forward, out as you go back. And now I'd like you to concentrate on making your movements a little smaller. A little smaller. Each one just a tiny bit smaller until you're at a standstill in the center. Nice warm up for our spine. And continuing our warm up, what we're going to do is come into the cat-cow poses that are really nice at warming up the spine. So please come to all fours. All right, make sure that your knees are directly under your hips. And as you look through your legs, you can't see your feet because they're coming out straight behind your legs. And your palms are underneath your shoulders. And so what we want to do is come into the cow pose. So breathe in, sway your belly to the ground and lift your head up. Breathing in. And as as you breathe out, push down through your palms and fingertips and push your back up towards the sky. I like to envision the black cat on Halloween, cat pose. If you're feeling any tenderness in your knees, feel free to roll the sides of your mat to give your knees a little more padding. That's something I invite you to do whenever you're feeling pressure in your knees. So again, cow pose, breathing in, sway the belly. And cat, pushing up through the palms and the back arches towards the sky. Really notice the stretching and warming up of your spine. Cow pose, breathing in, head up. Cow pose, cat pose. We'll go back into cow pose. And cat, not forgetting to breathe. A funny little story when I do this, these set of poses with my students in elementary school, they like to add sound effects. So in my head, I'm hearing cow pose, moo. That brings smiles to their faces, and then into cat pose. Meow. We have fun with our yoga poses. All right, now for the pose that got me into yoga and told me that yoga was for me. We're going to widen our knees, bring our big toes together, and sit back into child's pose. Walk your hands out in front of you and lay your forehead to the ground. And what I've learned about child's pose is that in this class we consider it part of the warrior series, because in order to take this resting pose, you do need to know that it takes a warrior to fully understand that you need time to rest in addition to fight the good fight. So enjoy your child's pose, breathing in and out. Finding peace and stillness in this pose. My first yoga class ever, my yoga teacher said, and if this is the pose you just want to stay in for the whole class, you go right ahead. I didn't, but I have considered it. So child's pose is a nice relaxing pose that I invite you to go into whenever you're feeling that a pose just isn't your jam. You can come back to child's pose at any time. And now we're going to move into moving forward. Slide down onto your belly. And put your head down on the ground. Hands down by your shoulders. And what I'd like you to do is feel your legs zip up together. And with your hands right next to your shoulders, push up into the cobra pose. And you're going to feel a nice stretch in your back. If you find that that's a little too intense for your back, you can come down to the baby cobra, where your chest is lifted and your hands come off the mat. But for a nice deep stretch in the arch of the back, cobra pose. Take some breaths here, keeping your legs zipped up together. Okay. Now come back to your hands and knees. This is the table pose. We're going to go into our first downward dog of our session today. And so what I want you to do is curl your toes behind you and focus on keeping your chest towards your thighs. So you're going to start to lift up your legs, push your chest towards your thighs, and push up. And envision your body is an inverted V. And from here, what we like to do, especially in our first few downward dogs, is we like to start to pedal our feet. And we like to call this walking the dog. So we're in our downward dog pose and we're walking our dog. And this starts to really loosen up the calves and the hamstrings. And some people feel like the goal of downward dog is to get your heels all the way down to the ground. And that's not our goal. Our goal is to just feel the movement in our bodies and meet our body where it is. And so I find that walking the dog feels amazing to me. And each time I walk the dog, it feels better and better. Okay, from here, what we're going to do is I'd like you to take a look at your thumbs and tiptoe your way to your thumbs and stay folded in this pose. And this is a standing forward bend. And this is just a nice stretch for your hamstrings. I do this a lot before I go running. Your hands can be on the ground. They can be on your shins. They can be on your thighs, wherever it feels good for you. Wherever, meet your body wherever you are, wherever feels good. And on different days, I find I have different levels of flexibility. And just enjoy this pose for a moment. I like to come back to this quite a bit. And then ever so slowly, as you breathe in, start to roll yourself into a standing position, vertebrae by vertebrae. It's a race to see who can come up last. And from here, we're coming into, and put your hands right in front of you. We've come into Samastatihi. Are you impressed?
Okay.
Okay. Samastatihi, which is the pose of stillness. And it's in this pose of stillness that I like to reflect on what brought me to the mat today, other than you're helping out one of your favorite people today. But what do you hope to gain from your practice today? Perhaps you are sending strength and energy to someone else, or you're looking for peace and grounding within yourself. Just come to contemplate for a moment what brought you here and what you dedicate your practice today to. And from the pose of stillness, we're going to bring our arms up along our side, breathing in, bringing our palms together and behind a little bit for a little bit of an arch, not too much, not too intense. Breathing in and breathing out. Noticing where you feel the stretch in your body. One more breath in. Bend back a little bit more. And out. Bring your arms down to your side. And now that we've brought our bend backwards, we're going to go side to side. So what I'd like you to do is put your feet about hip width apart, standing straight. Roll your shoulders back, arms down by your side, and breathe in as you bring your right arm up over to the side of your head. Keep your left palm firmly on your thigh and just ever so slightly reach toward the left. Keeping your arm up above your head. Perhaps look up if that feels comfortable in your neck, to look at your hands, breathing in and out. Up to a standing position, arm down. Take a breath. Anchoring your right hand onto your thigh, bringing your left arm up to your ear and gently bending to the side, breathing in and out. In and out. Up to the center and arm down. But this time I like to roll my shoulders back and just notice how your body's starting to feel more warmed, more limber, as you've really been getting your back and body warmed up. Oh, now we're moving into something really delicious. In one of my second favorite poses. There are no sound effects for this one. Okay. All right, so feet are hip width apart. All right, we're going into the willow tree. Also in my profession, in my former world, we also call this the washing machine because the kids could really relate to more of a washing machine, but I like willow tree. So we're going to start to rotate our body from right to left, in the hips, keeping the hips straight. Just in the middle of your body, you're feeling this rotation. And then you start to swing your arms out, feeling that nice bend, stretch in your body. You can let your palms or the tops of your hands kind of slap towards your body, just kind of like a little self-massage. If you tap your neighbor, just smile and wave. All right, to get a deeper stretch, you can lift your heels up off the ground and it helps you to rotate even more. And this is a pose I could do all day long, but we won't. And maybe come back to your feet planted and just see which way do you prefer? Which feels better in your body? The beautiful thing about yoga is that everyone does things a little differently, and it's all perfect to do it however feels good in your body. It's the reason I love yoga so much. All right, from the willow tree, we're going to go into a low lunge. So we have our blocks in front of us, which is where we want them to be, okay? So take your blocks and put them directly at the top of your mat, all right, so that you can put your body in between your blocks. So make sure there's enough room there, okay? So I always start with the right side. So I invite you to take a step back with your right leg and plant it, all right? And really try to find your balance there in the four corners of your feet. Just find that you feel grounded. And now what we're going to do, you can put your hands on your blocks and come down into a low lunge. All right, so keep your knee above your ankles. Always do that for the safety of your knee. All right, and if you feel like it's not enough of a lunge, you can scoot your knee back a little bit. And again, if you find that you need more padding, you can fold in, okay? All right, so we're in our lunge, okay? And now from our lunge, what we're going to do is walk our blocks back. And as we're walking them back, start to straighten that front leg, pointing your toes towards you. letting the blocks hold you. Yeah, Theo was saying he needs a deeper one, so he changes the level of the blocks. Mara and I are at the top band. All right, notice the stretch. Notice how that feels. Walk your blocks forward again to come into the low lunge. Take a breath here as we intensify by walking our blocks back into the half split, we call it. Making sure you point those toes towards you. Don't collapse into the pose, just hold it and breathe through it. Wherever you're feeling that intensity, a challenge, breathe into that space. You can do it. All right, one more time, we're going to walk our blocks up to the low lunge again. Good. And back into the half split. All right, let's walk our blocks back to the top. All right, plant our feet. Tuck your back toe, lift up into a higher lunge and bring that foot forward. Okay, now we're going to do the same poses on the other side. So step back with your left foot and come down onto your knee in a low lunge. Keeping your knee above your ankle. There you go. Good. All right, slowly walk your blocks back into the half split. I always find it interesting with yoga poses. One side of your body just seems to enjoy the pose a little more than the other. Sometimes people, are more flexible on one side than the other. It's just how our bodies are. We usually have a dominant side, and that's how it is, and it's okay. But that's why we always need to focus and make sure we don't forget to balance out our body. Mm-hmm. All right, walk those blocks back up to the top. Knee over the ankle. Nice deep breaths. Walk it back. Toes are pointing towards you. Nice stretch. One last time forward. And back. Walk those blocks back. Straighten the leg. Keep that chest up. Clavicles are smiling. You are smiling. Don't forget to breathe. And walk the back up to the top. Tuck the toes. Lift the back leg and bring it forward in between the blocks. Move the blocks to the side for now. I won't need them for a little while. All right, and very slowly again, roll your body up to a nice standing position. Rolling your shoulders back. Clavicles are smiling. We'll come back to Samastatihi for a moment as we reflect on coming into our set of sun salutations for our practice today. I like to do sets of about 5 sun salutations, keeping the body moving, welcoming the sun, welcoming whatever it is that I want to welcome into my life. Sun salutations seem to be that opening for me. And so what we'll do is we'll start at the top of our mat. And we're going to take a deep inhale. And as we exhale, bring your arms with your palms together up against your ears and bend ever so gently back. And then as you breathe in again, exhale, bringing your hands down towards the floor. You can touch the ground, you can touch your shins, you can touch your thighs. Just ground yourself to your own body. And then as we inhale, step back with the right leg into a high lunge. And then step back with the left into a plank pose. We're inhaling. And as we exhale, we're gonna come down onto the ground. Knees, chest, chin. Hands down by our side as we inhale, come up into a cobra pose. As we exhale, move our body into our downward dog. And now with our right leg, step forward. Step forward with our right and our left. Exhale as we fold forward. And inhale as we come up and reach back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale as we come up. And exhale as we come into the pose of stillness again. That was our first sun salutation. All right. And so each time we'll get a little bit quicker. Just wanted to go through the basic movements first, and the inhales and exhales will come much faster and feel much more natural. Okay, so pose of stillness, breathing in. As we exhale, arms come over and back. Breathing in, fold forward. Sorry, that was an exhale. As we inhale, bring your left foot back, right foot back. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step forward. However you need to get there. You can hop, you can jump, you can step, you can scatter your feet. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, up and back again. And exhale, heart-centered arms. That's 2. Okay. Inhale, arms up over your head. Slight bending back. Exhale, come forward. Hands can be on the floor. Inhale, right foot back, left foot back, plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, jump, step, or climb back forward into forward fold. Inhale, arms up and back. Exhale, heart-centered arms. Again, inhale, arms back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left foot back, right foot back, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come right between the thumbs. Inhale, arms back. Exhale, hands to center. Inhale here, arms back. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, right foot back, left foot back. Knees, chest, chin as you exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, hands between your thumbs. Exhaling here in this forward fold. Inhale, come to stand, reach your arms back, a slight bend. And exhale, heart center. We'll do one more to bring our sun salutations to a close. Inhale, arms up and back. Exhale, fall forward, release your head. Inhale, left foot back, right foot back. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, bring your feet back to your hands. Exhale. Inhale up, bring your arms up over your head, slight bend. Exhale, heart center. And we'll just stay in Samastatihi for a minute. I'm sure you feel the heat from the sun. I know. I know I do. All right, we'll find some stillness here. Bringing us back to our grounding. That's always the most intense part for me. All right, now we're going to move some other parts. We're going to go into our warrior series. All right, so start to get that warrior mentality. All right, so we're going to start with a standing mountain pose. So what this pose is really about is feeling grounded. Mountains are immovable. And in fact, you will not be surprised that I have a little kind of chant and cheer for the mountain pose that I have taught children over the years. And as you're feeling grounded in your feet and your arms, every part of your body is engaged and you are strong. Envision yourself as a mountain. And so here's the little chant. I'm a mountain, strong and tall. The strongest wind can't make me fall. And so that's fun that we have with the mountain pose. Kids try to push me over, but they can't because I'm a mountain. All right, so feel that. The strongest wind can't make you fall. You are a mountain, you're grounded, and you are strong. Breathing in, breathing out. All right, now from our mountain, we're going to move on as if we're in a little hike, and we're going to look at some trees. We're going to go into our balance pose, the tree pose. So what I want you to do is first ground your right leg, your right foot, and really focus on like the four corners of your foot, right? The pad under your big toe, your little toe, and your heels. And really feel yourself grounding, okay? Now, for the tree pose, we're going to be balancing. And so an important part of the balance poses is to find a focal point. When you find a focal point that's not moving, it can really help you to balance. So we like to call what's called a drishti. So if you want to find an object or something, maybe a paint mark, something on the wall in front of you that is not moving, that would be a good focal point to help you keep your balance. And so what we're going to do is in the tree pose, you're going to take your left foot and you can do one of three things with it. You can kickstand it, all right, so that your heel is resting upon kind of that little ankle bone, all right? You can start there. You can bring the bottom of your foot up to your calf muscle, or if you're feeling super groovy, you can bring it up all the way to your inner thigh. All right, wherever you choose to bring your leg, make sure that it is not resting in any way, shape, or form on your knee, because we don't need that pressure on your knee, okay? And so what we're going to do from that point is, once you find some stability there, wherever you decided to land the bottom of your feet, start growing your branches out. They can be over your head, they can be out to the side. What is your expression of the tree? You can be a funky tree, Mara, go ahead. And don't forget your drishti, it really does help and make a difference. Also, don't forget to breathe in your balance pose. Breathing in and breathing out. And when you start to come out of your pose, come out of your pose the way that you came in. We don't just kind of thump down. So arms come down, and then your foot comes down. And you might want to shake that right leg out a little bit. Just give it, it's a lot. Sometimes it can feel pretty intense on that side. All right. And whatever we do on the right side, we're going to do on the left side. So find grounding in your left foot. Really focus on those four corners of the foot. And with your right foot, find where you would like to plant your tree. I was like my calf muscle. All right, and once you find your drishti and you feel ready to go, fullest expression of your tree. Also remember, your tree can have its hands on its hips too. Wherever you're feeling, I think every day my tree is a little different. Focus on your drishti, focus on your breathing, and just balance. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, come out of your tree pose the way we came in. Arms come down first, then your leg. And then move that leg around a little bit, shake it out. These legs are working hard. All right, and all of that gets ready for our warrior sequence, okay? So first of all, come to the top of your mat. All right, we're going to go into warrior one. So from warrior one, remember, lift your clavicles up, hands down by your side. With your right foot, take a nice big step directly behind you. Now in Radiant Warrior Yoga, we keep our heel up. We don't rest it. And make sure as you're looking down, your feet are tracked, almost like there's a railroad track. They're not one behind the other. They're running parallel to each other. That gives you nice stability there. And so from there, bring your arms up above your head and find strength and stillness. Bend your knee forward a little bit, Mara, good. Making sure that your knee is always over your ankle and not ahead of it. And you can bring it lower for more intense warrior one. Nice job. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, bring your feet together. Shake them out a little bit. And we're going to go on the left side, warrior one. So nice big step back. Heels up. Make sure you're running parallel. Arms up above your ears. You can bend down into that warrior one. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, now into warrior two. So from this warrior one position, bring your arms down. I like to put them on my hips as I'm transitioning. With your back foot, pivot it so that your left foot and your right heel are intersecting. All right? And your right knee is going to bend forward ever so slightly. Okay? Arms come out to your side. You can flip your palms back and forth. That feels good. All right? And as you put your palms down, I want you to focus your energy on the front fingers, almost like you're shooting out positive energy, and feel energy pulling your right hand forward and your back hand back, feeling that energy in warrior two. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. All right, now we'll go to the other side. So take the right foot, pivot the right foot, and the left heel is intersecting with the arch of the right foot. You're leaning towards your forward bending leg. You can flip your palms back and forth, back and forth. And when you're settled in, feel the energy pulling your front arms and your back arms. Focus your eyes on your middle finger, pointing out forward, feeling an energetic pull in your body, like a stretch. It feels good. And we're going to go to the right side again. So right foot points forward, left heel, right heel intersects with the arch. Warrior two. We're going to go the other way for warrior two. That balances it out nicely. All right, we're going to come back into warrior two one last time on the right side where you began, and we're going to turn this into a new pose. We're going to come into the extended side angle. So you come from warrior two. What I want you to do is rest your right arm on your right thigh. Breathing in, bring your left arm in front of you, breathing in, and bring it up over your head, over your ear, and you can look up. This is the extended side angle pose. Breathing in, breathing out. Find stillness, find strength. And then from here, we're going to go into the triangle pose. So bring your arm down, come up for a moment. And now reach your right hand down your body, and bringing your left arm up above your head, directly over your ear. You can look up or you can look down, whatever feels good. Make sure you're anchoring that right arm. Some people like to float it, but it needs to be anchored on your leg or on a block or something. And come up again. We'll go from warrior two to resting our right arm on our right thigh. Breathing in, bringing our left arm down and up over our head into the extended side angle. Breathing in, breathing out, and then sliding our hand down our leg, lifting our left arm up into the triangle pose. And we'll come up, come into warrior two on the other side. From warrior two, we're going to rest our left arm on our left thigh. Take your right hand, sweep it in front of you as you breathe in. Exhale as you hold it there, looking up, breathing in and breathing out. Slide your hand down your leg, straighten that front leg, straighten both legs. Right hand is up directly above your ear. You can look up to the side or down into the triangle pose. Come back up to warrior two. Rest your left arm on your left thigh. Sweep your right arm down and in front of you and up into the extended side angle. Straighten that front leg. Walk your hand down. Right arm is above your ear for triangle pose. All right, come up to slowly into a standing position. And right where you are, what you want to do is keep your legs nice and wide apart and kind of, I like to think of it as a slight pigeon toe as we do a wide leg forward fold. So what I want you to imagine is that you're painting the wall with your chin. You're going to be keeping your chest and head up, okay? Your hands can be on your hips or down by your side, wherever it feels most comfortable. And keeping in mind your chin is going to be painting the wall. Keep your chin parallel to the wall. Slowly start to fold forward. Breathing in. And then bring your hands down to the ground. And if they don't feel comfortable on the ground, they can be on your legs, holding onto your legs, wherever it feels comfortable for you. And hang your head. Hang your head there for a moment. Breathing in, breathing out. All right, the same way we came into this pose, let's come back out of this pose, keeping in mind you want to keep your head, chest, and chin lifted. Start to come back, painting the breaststroke up into a standing position. All right, now we're going to move ourselves down to the mat. So whatever elegant way you can find your seat. We're going to start in the staff pose. So extend your legs in front of you. Your feet are flexed and your hands are down by your side, right by your hips. Roll your shoulders back, clavicles are lifted. And feel your legs extending, straightening. You can play with this a little bit. You can point your toes, flex, point, and flex. That's the staff pose. And from the staff pose, we're going to come into the half dragonfly. So with your left leg, bring your left leg slightly out to an angle. And with your right leg, bring the bottom of your feet to the inside of your thigh. Move those blocks out of the way. And then what I like to do is I like to slowly walk myself out in front. Some people keep your chest up. Just go, some people can't go very far, some people can go far, we're all very different. Just go as far as feels comfortable for you. A slight stretch, but keeping your chest forward. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, let's move to the other side. So straightening out your right leg and bringing it to the side. Left, bottom of the left foot finds your inner thigh. Half dragonfly. Slowly walk yourself up to a spot that you can feel that that's your edge, keeping your chest up. Nice deep breaths in and out. Feeling that nice stretch in your hamstring. All right, now let's bring our right foot in to meet our left foot into the butterfly pose. Again, always remember to keep your chest nice and lifted. I love the vision of keeping your clavicles smiling. So it keeps your chest up. And in this butterfly pose, you can play with it. You can flap your wings, or you can keep them still, whatever feels best in your body at this moment. And then ever so slightly fold your body forward as you feel comfortable, keeping that chest nice and lifted. Okay, let's straighten out our legs and come into the two-legged forward fold. And from here, what you want to do again, keep your chest lifted and just bend as far forward as feels comfortable for you. It might be your thighs, shins, toes, whatever feels best in your body. And feel the nice stretch in your legs and your back. All right. From here, we're going to do some core work. My favorite core pose is the boat pose. We're going to go into the boat pose. So first thing we need to do for the boat pose is, again, remember those sits bones we found at the beginning of our practice. Find those sits bones and they give us stability. Then bring your feet down in front of you and put the palms of your hands behind your knees. So we're going to start slowly with the boat pose. And from here, we can lift one foot up and feel the stability of our body holding us up. And put that down. Try the other side. Put that down. Let's try both sides together. And now for an added exciting challenge, see if you can remove your hands from behind your knees. Bring your arms up behind you and see if you can straighten your legs. Holding on. Body shaking is supposed to happen. It means you're doing it right. Boat pose, hold for 3 and 2 and 1. Bring your hands back behind your knees and roll forward. Did you feel the shaking?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's do that one more time. Right, left foot up, right foot up. Remove our hands. Come into the full expression of boat pose. And release. Good job, you guys. All right, now let's roll over, do like a little crocodile, roll over onto our bellies. We'll come into some back bends. So let's put our forearms down on the ground and transport yourself to Egypt, coming into the Sphinx pose, where you're really feeling your shoulders, your elbows are all in line, hands are down, legs are together. And feel that nice, subtle back bend. And breathe in and breathe out. And from there, we're going to come down to the ground. And lay your hands down by your sides. We're going to come into the locust pose. And so what we're going to do with the locust pose is bring our arms up off the mat, our legs up off the mat, and our chest up off the mat. I always feel like I'm a flying locust. And
keep like Superman.
Yeah, we're kind of like super locusts. Superman, superheroes. And come down. Come up again, my super locust friends. And down. And one more time, in, up, and down. And now let's push ourselves onto our backs. With our heels, just so that it's almost reaching our hands, like we could tickle our heels with our hands. And we're going to come into a few bridge poses. So with your heels close to your hands, slowly bring your hips up. Into the bridge pose, keep up and down. We'll do one more bridge pose. Up, lift the hips up and down. All right, from here what we're going to do is, with our legs nice and conveniently located, I want you to take your hands, put them behind your knees and bring your knees to your chest. I call this knees to chest. This is also known as the wind relieving pose, which, yeah, you can chuckle.
It almost happens.
Yeah, sometimes it does, and that's okay, right? You can rock from side to side, kind of give yourself a little back massage in the wind relieving pose. There's all kinds of yoga jokes about that stuff, and hey, that's okay. All right, bringing your feet back down to the ground. Lift your right foot up and cross your ankle onto your knee, kind of creating a figure 4. This is going to be the reclined pigeon. Theo is advanced already. So what I'd like you to do is take your hands and put them under the thigh of your left leg and bring your body, bring them close to you, feeling the stretch on the right side, the right hips. Reclined pigeon pose. Energetically not letting your right knee collapse towards your chest. Kind of energetically focus on keeping that away. Breathing in, breathing out. All right, both feet down again. We'll balance out the other side. Left foot comes across. Ooh. Snap, crackle, pop. Right hands go behind the right leg and lift up. And you can bring your body up. I usually lay here, that's intense enough for me. Whatever feels good in your body, that's what yoga means to me. Breathing in and out. And feet down. Now what I'd like you to do is, if you can, you might need to just stagger a little bit. Your arms out to the T. There you go. And lift your legs up and, bend your knees. Lift them up. Yes. And fold them to the right side so that they land on the ground. And look to the left for a nice supine twist. And then bring them to the other side. One more time on either side. And back to the other side. And back to the center. And now it's time to really digest our practice for today. So straighten your body, legs, your feet are on either side of the mat, arms are down by your sides with your palms up as we take our last resting position, our Shavasana. So get yourself nice and comfortable, nice deep breaths. And just relax. Body is resting. Rest is just as important as movement in our lives. Taking time to rest helps anchor what we've done today. As we start to come back to awareness, move your toes and wiggle your fingers. Roll over gently to one side of your mat. And ever so gently and slowly push yourself up, back into a seated position. Leo, I would like to thank you for joining me on our practice today, but more importantly, thank yourself for finding yourself on your mat and giving your mind, heart, and body this chance to practice with me. Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay.